Giovanni Polcini. Welcome to the Sport Integrity Week video promotion interview. And I would like to ask you about your field of expertise, anti-corruption. Anti-corruption in sport and financial transparency are key to sport integrity, as we all know. Where are the sport industry and the national European governments regarding adopting measures to reform sport?
Thank you for the interesting question. I can answer that we have to call to action sport industries and also European Union institutions to have more engagement in preparing the ways to enhance a strategy to prevent and fight the new forms of corruption today affecting the sports sector. We consider sports sector one of the most important area with a danger of infiltration for sport, and we register some delay in the attention on the issue, and in particular we try to reduce any kind of distances between the reality and the representation. A lot of things we have done, but we consider also that a lot of things we have to do in the near future, in particular creating the basis for a new form of dialogue between private sector and public sector. I don't like the multi-stakeholder definition of the requested approach. I'm confident that it's the time to create a basis for a multi-shareholder approach. It's so different to consider at the same level private and public, engaged in understanding the danger of corruption, creating the basis to go ahead all together for a new era of enforcement against against any form of attack to the sport integrity and transparency. SIGA is one of the terms of references at global level to help us to understand the right way to do this kind of action.
Giovanni, being a foreign affairs specialist with considerable experience and a magistrate, and you were the chair of a specialized group under the G20 Italy on anti-corruption, can you tell us if, in your opinion, are European national laws able to respond to the increasing pressure of criminal infiltration? Or do you think we are losing the war for clean sport?
Thank you for this interesting question. It's very challenging, but I try to respond at a technical level without any reference to the diplomat level. Technically speaking, we have not in the European Union law a law regarding organized crime as a whole. We have 5 directives on money laundering. We have great attention to the fraud, but we have not any general framework in law in the European Union legal framework on organized crime on one hand and on corruption on the other hand. This reflects negatively on the risk sectors, and in particular on the sport sector, as an example of the new frontier of the need of a prevention at the European Union level for these new forms of danger and attack to the integrity and transparency. So, to respond to your question in a nutshell, of course, and for sure, we need to do any new action at European Union level and with an ambition to create the basis for a new legal framework also in the fight against organized crime and corruption, and with a specific regard to the new risk areas and sectors. One example of them is sport.
And the time for that is surely now, and we are going late.
We try to do.
Yes, SIGA universal standards on sport integrity and the SIGA independent rating and verification system, also known as SIRVs, are recognized by many as the motor to usher sport and the wider sporting industry into a new era of enhanced governance, integrity, transparency, and accountability. Why must the sporting industry, in your opinion, adopt these solutions?
Okay, let's say that the need at the general level we have today is about a term of references for our compliance engagement. And this is true on both the sector we are looking, in particular, at the center of the debate in a new organizational form in preventing and fighting corruption. This is true for the private sector in particular. And the compliance need to have some guidelines, some key recommendations, and also some high-level principles. In one word, standards. SIGA standards are one of the most important example all around the world recognized, and you said in your question, and I can confirm that if compliance wants to be effective and efficient in the sports sector, one of the most important standards we have in the global arena is the SIGA standard. And this is my personal opinion. What I can say is that we need the global level experience that SIGA developed in a long time of efforts. And also the approach is in parallel from the public sector view and also from the corner of private sector can help to have a new vision of the corruption risk and the infiltration of organized crime risk to prepare stronger actors and to maintain an integrity and transparency level in all sport area.
Thank you very much for your kind answers and for your time. It was a pleasure, and I'm sure it will be great to be with you live in the Sport Integrity Week in Cascais next September.
Count on this. Thank you for the opportunity.